meeting is, to view this meeting in progress, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM. You do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. The meeting is also being recorded and will be available to be viewed later at a later date at LakeCAM.tv. So I am going to start this meeting off asking if there's any public comment. Anybody on Facebook looking to make public comment?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to take out of order our last agenda item, which is executive session, due to the availability of doing executive session remotely. We need to start off with that first. So what I'm going to, and then we'll reconvene back in open session when we're done with that. So I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss abatements which can't be discussed in open session, and then we will return to open session when we are done. So who'd like to make that motion?
So moved.
Jesse made it. Mr. Pink, would you like to second that for us?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call vote, yay or nay? Jesse?
Yay.
John?
Yay.
And I am in favor as well. So we will reconvene when we're done. Guys, just leave this meeting. All right, we're back into a regular session, and we're going to go back to order. So the next agenda item we left off on was we need to, well, it says review and sign the minutes from the January and February meetings. Obviously, we're not going to be able to sign them because we're remote, but what I will do is reference that everyone has received emailed copies of those. There are actual copies in the office that if we approve, these need to be signed. So as I always say, when you get a chance, stop down and check what's in our folder to sign. Has everyone had a chance to review the January meeting minutes? And if so, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second, anyone?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Jesse?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
I am in favor as well. Motion passes unanimously. February 11th meeting minutes. Everyone has had a chance to review those. Again, I will entertain a motion to accept them.
Is this the meeting I missed? There was one that I missed. I think it was February.
Yes,
You are correct. You did miss that one. So John, you want to make a motion to approve the February meeting minutes?
I make a motion to approve the, I'm sorry, what was the date?
February 11th.
February 11th minutes.
I'll second that. And any further discussion? Jesse is going to abstain because he was not at the meeting. John, are you in favor?
Aye.
I'm in favor as well. Motion passes unanimously, one abstention. Okay, we have some invoices in the folder. Actually, I was down there within the past few days and I've signed off on those. So no need to rush down there and get those signed. But again, meeting minutes and some other stuff do need to be signed. We also need to make sure we get down there to sign the motor vehicle, real estate commitments, warrant and commitments, and also vision report and exemptions statutory. Any old business that anyone needs to bring up, or Harald, that you need to address?
no old business, but I can give you.
Well, if you got no old business, I hear a but there, which probably means you have some new business for us. So that's agenda item number 10, which is our last one. So what do you got?
Yeah, so last week I hired a gentleman, happens to live in Plymouth, fellow by the name of David Golden. He has a master's degree in public administration, and I think he's close to having a PhD in some esoteric area, but he's really excited about coming on board with us and learning the assessing profession. And so over the next 3 to 5 years, I will be mentoring him. Lakeville obviously is within a stone's throw of his home, and he'll be a regular presence there in Lakeville, and actually a weekly presence. I will continue to come down, and like it or not, you're still stuck with me for a while. But I'm not getting any younger. I need to get some young blood in, and David represents that young blood, very smart fellow. And I think someday when his training gets built out, he's going to be a real good assessor for you.
Excellent. So you're not, would you say we're stuck with you for a little while? So you're either the equivalent to a bad penny or gum on the sidewalk that gets on your shoe. Is that what you're alluding?
Hoping somebody whispers in my ear, it's time to hang it up, Harold. But
Yeah, well, I can tell you, none of the three people here are going to do that anytime soon. So don't get any grand visions of exiting too quickly.
I get nervous every time John Pink comes in the office. That pink slip, you know.
No, Pink would never do that to you. You're gonna punch you in the nose one of these days. You keep using his last name as a punching line. Anything else you got for us today, sir?
So as one of David's first assignments, I had him actually have trained with him on the 3 ABC charitable exemptions. He went through those this afternoon, and so he'll be actually joining us at the next meeting to have to review those with you, and hopefully get your approvals on those charitable exemptions. Yeah, I guess that's it. We completed employee reviews. We got those dispensed with. We're kind of really in that spring mode where we're looking at all the new development that's coming online. Norman and I reviewed plans on the Island Terrace condominium development. Going to be a fantastic property, but $500,000 a pop for apartment style condos. Wow.
In Lakeville to boot.
Well, Lakeville's a sweet town. I get that, but wow, 500 for a 2-bedroom apartment. Wow, not in my budget.
Harold, money's cheap. Just remember. It's not the value, it's what the monthly payment is. So, which
Yep.
drives value.
That's it.
Any questions for Harold, or any issues you guys have or want to bring up or address?
No.
Okay. Well, having said that, if no one else has anything to bring forward or before us today, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
So moved.
I'll go with Jesse making the motion and John.
I'll never get that right, John.
And then, most people are known for being the guy who makes the motion. John's going to go down as the guy who seconds every motion. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have a question for Jesse. You recently completed a course 101, or sometime in not so distant past. Do you recall what we had to do to sign you up for that? So this David Golden I mentioned, he can't take the course unless he has a community sponsor. And I'd like to ask if Lakeville could be the community sponsor.
I just had to get registered at the website, and when I had to email, I can try to figure out who that point of contact was and send it to you.
I think you may be asking how you were. It sounds like Harold is saying before they let you do that, you need this community sponsor. I'm assuming it was probably because we're on the board. I'm guessing that's probably some question where we were asked at some point where we're an elected official. I do remember something very vaguely about that.
Boards of assessors are automatically offered and actually required to take the class, but other staff should also take the course. Obviously, I want David to take it, and so we've got to make that happen for him. But they require, DOR requires an affiliation with a municipality before they'll let.
Well, might I suggest before we close the meeting, we'll put Jesse's motion on hold, and where it sounds like David will be spending a lot of time in Lakeville, and the plan is for him to eventually be to our benefit, to make it, I'll make a motion that Lakeville does act as his, what is it called? His community host, or?
Yeah, a community sponsor or host. I don't know what their term is, but.
Okay, would one of you fellas like to make or move the motion that we, what's his last name? David
Golden.
Golden, we act as his community sponsor, Lakeville.
So moved.
John, you're up.
Second.
Perfect. Get this down to a science. All in favor? Jesse?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
I am in his favor as well. Motion passes unanimously, so you can use Lakeville when you sign them up, Harald. And we also have the motion to close the meeting, which has a first and a second. Roll call vote. Jesse?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And I am in favor as well. We are adjourned at 6:13 p.m. Thank you, gentlemen, and we'll be back here.